Go to Google and type .NET Core SDK, .NET Core SDK, download. Once you search for .NET SDK download, you will see the first link right here. Click on there and then download .NET Core. Once you have downloaded .NET Core, make sure you install it in your machine. You click install here, say yes. This will install .NET Core in your machine. So in the terminal, make sure you type the .NET new Razor and say force. This will replace the existing project to a Razor enabled project, which means where we can it is more like an HTML where you can write HTML and also program as well. So once it's done, this should replace our existing project to a Razor enabled project. And also you will get warnings right here that says required assets to build and debug are missing from to-do list, add them. So here you should say yes, and these are other stuff which I don't think you need, but this one is something that you need. Some unresolved dependencies, so you should make sure you restore them as well. Once that's done, make sure you go to the terminal again and run .NET build, just to make sure that your project builds properly. So this will create an empty project which you can, it will be bootstrapped for you, where you can jump in and start coding. So this is kind of easy, so you don't have to write everything from scratch. So once that's done, make sure you run .NET run. Once you run .NET run, you will see a URL in the terminal. Make sure you type that URL, localhost 5000. So make sure you open Google and just type http localhost 5000 and you press enter, and you will see your project right here. Now what you need to do is like completely modify whatever you have in here to the user interface that you want to build. So in our case, let's delete some of the files in here which we don't need. So minimize the browser again and open the folder where your project exists, and in here go to pages and delete some of the pages in here, like the about, which you don't need. So make sure you delete the CS/HTML and the .cs file as well, and the contact, and yeah, that's all you need to delete. So make sure you delete them. So once that's done, go back to the project. So go to the index page and remove all the tags in here, and make sure you don't remove the code right here because it's needed. So once it's done, make sure you run .NET run again, Once you run the command and go to the browser and you refresh, you see the data should be gone. And it's empty. Now you can design whatever you want by using this bootstrapped HTML page. So in here, first thing what we can do is we will create a h1 tag and let's call it to-do list and save it. And you can press Ctrl+C to shut down if your application is already running. Once that's done, run .NET run again. Go back to the browser, just refresh. Hold on. Sorry, you need to run .NET build before, but shut down. Just to build. Once that's done, then do a .NET run. Go back to the browser and refresh the page. And you will see the text right here. So in here we will try to design how our page is gonna look like. So let's say we might have an add button that will add to-do lists, and also we might have a delete button to delete some of the items in the list, as well as an edit button just to modify some of the data in the list. So let's start designing the whole application. So first thing is like you need two buttons, right? So to create two buttons in our web page, you need to have the button tag, and inside the button you can give the text. So let's say this is the edit button, and then we have another button called delete add. So we want like every record in the to-do list to have a delete button as well as an edit button. So we might need to change the structure a little bit here. So the add button can be more general because you don't need it per record. So I'm gonna move the add button to the top, and then let's say we have like a table. In the table we can have a heading. So th is the heading tag and td is the data. So I might have, I'm going to call it my to-do items. So then we can have a body, sorry, a table row. So that's going to be called tr in HTML, and within a tr we have to have a td, which is a column in a row. So we're going to have three columns. One is to display the to-do list item, and then we're going to have an edit button and the delete button in two separate columns. So here we're going to call the first column, this is what our data is going to be, my first item in the to-do list, and then we create another column which is gonna hold the edit button. I call it edit. Then I'm gonna have another column. It's gonna have the delete button. And I'm gonna delete this edit button from here, which we don't need. Once that's done, we can view this in the browser. So in order to do that, again, we need to make sure we build it by running .NET build, the terminal. And once that's succeeds, then we need to run .NET run, which will run that in the browser. So I'm gonna open Chrome again. Gonna type localhost 5000, and you will see how it looks like. It's not nicely formatted because we haven't applied any CSS or anything like that, but this is how it's gonna look like, how the final product's gonna look like. So we have a lot of styling to do in this page, but this gives you a general idea of how the HTML looks like. So in our next video, we will do our styling, as well as we will try to make this whole thing. We have to program the whole thing because we cannot hard code, because this might come from somewhere like a database, because you should be able to add something. So we need to program this somewhere. That's where we need the programming side. So hopefully in the next video, I'll first of all try to cover what's the styling part, and then later in another video I can cover the programming side as well. So in the meantime, if you have any issues, just comment below and like my video, as well as subscribe to my channel. Hope to see you in the next video.